And we're going to get straight into it. One fall to a finish, 20-minute time limit. Dante Dixon, who you see with the purple hair there, taking on SAL, who you see in the wife beater. The man who loses this will not only lose the match, but will also lose their beautiful locks. This is a hair versus hair match. So much of the time down in Mexico, for example, as we see the Greco-Roman knuckle locks there, the forearm shivers, rivalries, blood feuds are settled, either mask versus mask, mask versus hair, or hair versus hair. It is widely believed that when you strip a man of his hair, he kind of loses his power, he loses his overness with the fans. It can negatively affect someone's career. I mean, you think about how many pro wrestlers over the years had established looks, and those looks were changed either because somebody had their head shaved or possibly lost a mask, and that their careers really never reached that same level ever again. Things have heated up between these two, and it's really got to the point, as we see a pinfall combination there early on, it's to the point where upper management has basically washed their hands of this situation and said, listen, you guys want to settle this, you guys want to settle the score, you guys want to settle your beef, as it were, do it at the pay-per-view, hair versus hair. And I can tell you, as somebody who walks around backstage all day, there was no hesitation on the part of either man. SAL now back body drop to the outside. Dante Dixon with that sledgehammer over the top latch suplex, shades of Al Snow that time. Dixon with the fluorescent light tube, and SAL just went down on it. The referee continues to count at 6 now. SAL already wearing the crimson mask, the face full of blood. Both men here are going to jockey for position, not only in terms of wrestling, but in terms of brawling. We talk about DeColt, who we saw earlier on here tonight. There are some people who are just very proficient at weapons usage, at taking shortcuts, at brawling, at being tough, at being rough when they need to be. And we're looking at two of those individuals right now. Flying back elbow hip attack, no water in the pool there. Crown knees. Dante Dixon, not a man who shies away from violence and violent attacks like those knees we just saw on the mat not too long ago. Both men there in a hockey fight. It is SAL with the southpaw shot, comes out on top. The fans really in for a treat here. It's very rare in North America that you can see a match of this type. I can't imagine when the last time New York City saw a major hair versus hair match was. SAL now went up top, thought better of it, comes back down. Short headbutt in the corner. Jawbreaker from Dante Dixon, who comes off the top. Cross-body, referee in position. Only got a 1 count. And, you know, a lot of the time you like to win in a flashy way. You like to show people what you can do. Maybe give them a demonstration of your finishing hold. In a match like this, where there's so much at stake, you do go for a cradle like this. You do go for a schoolboy. You do maybe try to cinch somebody up with something surprising early and go home. Once again, latch suplex inside the ring, narrowly missing that sledgehammer. And speaking of the devil, almost looked like SAL was heading over there. Beautifully executed Hangman's new style neck breaker and a diving headbutt. Both of these guys look like pure brawlers, but both of these guys can also wrestle. Both of these guys are very technical when they want to be. SAL with an elbow there. Looks like a rear naked choke here. Not sure there was a rope break there, but Dante Dixon able to break the clasp and wrestled out. Corkscrew belly-to-back suplex, shades of the late, great Mitsuharu Misawa in Pro Wrestling Noah and All Japan. A nasty lariat that was. Adrian Adams, talking about lariats, will be competing a little bit later on here tonight. We'll be taking on Bandito Duro in another match. You talk about beef. Both of those guys have 2 wins over one another. Here tonight, the rubber match, match 5. And what is this? SAL. And it is a suplex from the ring apron to the arena floor. And it sounded like one of them landed on that sledgehammer. It's a good way to break everybody's ribs involved. Backslide that time. outside the ring. It'll still wear a guy down. Obviously, you can't pin him out there. Dante realizes that. Sends Sal back inside the ring here. Three-quarter cravat chancery takeover. A low spear to the small of the back. Sal now off the Falcon's nest, drops the guillotine. Pulls his man away from the ropes, does Sal. Oh, well, takes a little shortcut there. Never too proud to cheat. Sal drops down. Sal back in control now. Takes his man over to the corner. Dante Dixon, once again with the jawbreaker. Springboard crossbody. Some very nice crossbody work we've seen from Dante Dixon in this encounter. Sal likes to talk about how he hasn't really been given a fair shake here in the company, and maybe that's true, and if he can win here tonight, it's going to prove a lot. At the same time, the ladies love Dante Dixon. If you don't believe me, just ask him. Cobra twist here. And can you imagine somebody tapping out? Because I really can't. I think you're damn near going to have to kill somebody to win this match. Can't see anybody tapping out and saying, all right, go ahead, take my hair. Sal now perched up top. Dante, what is this? Thought he was going for a Russian leg sweep off the top. It was a belly-to-back suplex. Lateral press, referee in position 2. Only getting a 2 count, and the fans appreciated not only that move, but the kick out that time. Sal cinches his man up. Pole shift explosion. We talked about Misawa a little bit earlier. There's another move out of that same playbook. Nice moonsault press into a lateral press. Only got a 2 count. A lot of times guys go for a moonsault off the top, and what they want to end up with is a north-south press. It's the easiest, quickest pin combination you can get out of that. Sal opted out of it that time. It might have cost him. Dante Dixon, nasty reverse, like a pogo pile driver, they used to call that. Inverted tombstone pile driver. Once again, these nasty crown knees. And all of the blood that you see on the ring canvas is Sal's blood. Dante Dixon right back into those knees. I mean, you talk about modern MMA, those knees are not even legal. What's he gonna do here? Package pile driver. There's no way you can really even protect yourself on that. I mean, a regular pile driver is bad enough. And we just saw that blockbuster, hooks the leg, covers his man. Another kick out by Sal. We're seeing that fighting spirit. Both men now exchanging chops near the ropes. We're going to see who comes out on top of this one. Little flip-flop and fly that time, if you will. Might be his tribute to the late, great Dusty Rhodes. Sal now firing up, but eats a couple of shots there and goes down. Standing switch here, standing switch on the standing switch. Saito suplex, a.k.a. the backdrop, go to hell. From Dante Dixon, who came in, wanted a DDT, couldn't get it. Backslide, great counter wrestling. Referee drops down. Sal was looking for 3, found 2. Sal looks like he's gassed here. Goes back into the Cobra twist. So for Sal, this would be a rest hold, but for Dante, that's not a rest hold at all. Sal needs to back up maybe even slide out of the ring, take a couple of deep breaths. Oh my God! Cactus special pile driver onto the sledgehammer. Got a long way to fly, could not make up the distance, especially with that blood in his eyes. Gets caught now in the step over toe hold face lock. Very nicely done that time by Dante Dixon. Very smart wrestling. And once again, Sal going to a move that's worked for him 2 or 3 times already in this encounter, that Cobra twist. It'll help you wear down an opponent, but I really, like I stated earlier, do not feel that anybody is going to tap out in this match. Dante Dixon sent to the outside Sal. This is extremely high risk. Sal going to fly, calls the shot. Cross body, no water in the pool. And once again, a step over toe hold face lock, and STF, some call it a submission through fear. Outside the ring. I mean, years ago in Japan, and we've talked about this, you had a guy named Masahiro Chono who liked to use that move, and they renamed it submission through fear. As we see the cross body to the outside, nice slingshot move. because so many guys in Japan were worried that their knee was going to get torn apart with that. Once again, pole shift flosion outside the ring. Dante Dixon somehow making it back in about 7.5. Boot, fireman's carry, modified whippersnapper, and Dante Dixon now. Off the top, high cross body, no rope break, ref in position. The arena came to its feet, and there was a hush over the crowd on that one. Back body drop, nope, sunset flip. No, Sal drops down, hooks his man. I've actually seen Sal beat people like that before. I mean, it was about a month and a half ago I saw him win a match like that. Sal picks his man back up. Waistlock into a German suplex, in the back of Dante's head did hit that bottom turnbuckle. Dante with reversal, trying to find the range, gets it. Nice stretch plum that time into a diamond dust. Albatross elbow, paying a little compliment to the late Gino Hernandez. That diamond dust made famous here in the States by Dan Gan Masato Tanaka in the late stages of Paul Heyman's ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. And what we're seeing here is so violent, is so gory, is so intense that it would fit in that organization. And I don't know what I am, but you're a Nagi. And Dante Dixon comes back in with the DDT. Plants his man, lateral press, cradles the neck, hooks the leg. Only got a 2 count. And this thing starting to turn up. This thing's starting to get fiery, starting to get spicy now. This thing also becoming a war of attrition. Toe kick there from Sal. Sal also taking a moment there to breathe, like I suggested he might want to a couple of minutes ago. German suplex that time. Center of the ring, not going to be any rope break there if you go for a pin, Sal. No, wants a little bit more. German suplex number 2 was so nice he did it thrice. And just kneels on the man's jaw and sternum, that's it. No. Think about guys like Kurt Angle. You think about guys like Chris Benoit, who've used those rolling Germans to win championships over the years. Sal now wanted it earlier, could not get it, scored with it that time. High cross body off the top to the outside. Actually laid on him for a second, which kind of makes me question how fresh Sal even still is. Backs off a little bit, does Sal. Sends Dante to the far side and does it again, another cross body. And really, that's been something that we've seen out of both men in this match, them really using the cross body. And what that cross body is you just dropping all of your weight down across the man's sternum, but you've also got to think the man landing hits the back of his head on the ring mat or out there on the wood. Both men jockey for position here, Irish whip. Over the top that time, once again, a Uranagi modified exploder. Steps into the Maestral cradle, no rope break. Got a 2 count that time. And you know, when I came into this organization, I really did think it was just an organization about brawling. But I've been so pleasantly surprised as we see the Dick Togo-style diving senton bomb off the top. To see great wrestling and brawling in this organization over the past year and a half or so I've been involved with it. Dante Dixon now, shining wizard out of the corner, that inside knee strike. Sal with the fighting spirit once again, fighting back, not willing to give up. Backhand knife edge chop to the back. Sal just did it twice. Taking a little moment to breathe there is Sal. Inverted 3/4 cravat chancery. Once again, that Hangman's Noose style neck breaker. Dante Dixon reverses the Irish whip, the hammerlock throw to the far turnbuckle. Dante ends up outside again. I think Sal might be looking to fly one more time. Why not? It's worked for him twice. And yes, the 3rd time, Sal scores with that cross body off the top to the outside. And Sal is not a guy that I would really consider to be a daredevil or a high flyer. But in matches like this, where your hair is on the line, where it's a big pay-per-view, where you're here to really settle the beef, you do some extra stuff. You go to some maneuvers that you might not usually go to. Both men now, maybe foreheads collided that time, go down. Looks like Dante maybe back to his feet. Once again, that arm slam, the Uranagi. Dante backs up, comes back in. Nice DDT, drilled his man there, but Sal right back up. Dante might have wanted a pin after that, didn't have time to get it. And there's a more traditional exploder or T-bone suplex that time. We saw the Shining Wizard earlier. And look at that, Sal just big dogs that man, double underhook. Couldn't get off that Tiger Driver, back body drop, shot from Sal. Once again, that neck breaker. And as we have this wide shot, look at the blood all over the ring canvas. We've seen nothing but guys going out there giving their all here tonight. Low blow into a schoolboy. Referee in position. And no. The ref allowing that one to go. Paradigm shift there. Elevated double arm DDT. I believe Danny Doring lateral press. Used to call that one wham bam, thank you ma'am. And Dante Dixon now trying to back off a little bit. That might have been a mistake taunting there right in front of his man. Ate that boot to the gut. And Sal really here in the driver's seat. I mean, this thing has been 50-50 until about 3-4 minutes ago, and I think Sal has taken over. Guillotine leg drop off the top, lateral press. Once again, another 2 count, Dante Dixon. There's a G-spot sweep. It's another Danny Doring move, low blow. Saw J-Tar use that in the earlier match, that trick knee. And now just poking the eyes, and I mean, one of these guys can't see because of the blood. One of them probably can't see now because they just got poked in the eyes twice. Dante Dixon getting dropped on his head a second time in as many minutes. Boot there, fireman's carry. Sits out once again, that whippersnapper. Dante going up top, waiting for his man to get back up. For the second time tonight, scores with a blockbuster. It's a regular James Cameron. Once again, there's that stroke, the G-spot sweep, lateral press. Ref says no rope break. And that is it. Dante Dixon wins the rivalry, settles the beef, and maybe more importantly, keeps his hair. Fans, we are going to see here tonight Sal get his head shaved live on pay-per-view. As always, it has been Arachnid Soul here in the booth calling this one. We have more great action on tap for you. Insanely violent, insanely bloody, insanely brutal, but at the end of the day, it is Dante Dixon getting the Duke. And it took him 17 minutes and 7 seconds. The G-spot sweep, the stroke, call it what you will. Dante gets the win and keeps his hair.